Can't go up with it, though. On the other end, it's Iowa. Feuerbach, guarded by Kelly. Both teams bringing the pressure on defense to start this one. Down low, it's Olsen. McCabe. Olsen again in the corner. Guarded by Scott. It's a guard-on-guard matchup. O'Grady back to Olsen. Loses her footing. Gathers it in. Che goes up with it. Blocks it. And Olsen lost it. And it went out of bounds. It'll go back to Oregon.
Perfect defense there from the Ducks. Kept Iowa out of their comfort zone on that offensive possession.
Muhammad over to Kelly. Around the screen, now Mevius in the corner. Down low to Che. Guarded against O'Grady. Che, spin move. Takes a couple bounces off the back iron before Iowa grabs the rebound. On the other end, it's Feuerbach up ahead to McCabe. O'Grady, bounce pass, good feed inside of Feuerbach, who has a clear lane and finishes.
Yeah, perfect pass down low for the high percentage look right under the basket.
So Iowa gets on the board first, 2-0, and immediately on the other end, they get a steal. McCabe went to the ground and grabbed it, gave it to Olsen. McCabe, straightaway three-pointer, no good. Scott, easy rebound, had to take a small jump and grab it. Now Mevius, she'll attempt a three-pointer. Can't hit that one. Both teams 0 of 1 from beyond the arc to start this one.
Yeah, some offensive struggles early on in this game.
Feuerbach, move inside, out to O'Grady, mid-range jumper, knocks it down. So Iowa, 4-0 lead here in the early going.
Perfect shot there from the right elbow. Nice to see O'Grady making that shot early on.
O'Grady, 12 points in the loss against Nebraska. Also tagged 3 rebounds to her name. Ducks looking to get on the board. Got a couple possessions, not go their way. Down low, Che trying to get to Muhammad. It's tipped out of bounds. The referees are going to say it went off of Muhammad, so it'll go back to Iowa. And another possession for Oregon comes up empty.
And it seems like early on here, the Ducks' game plan is to try and get that ball down low and get those high percentage looks around the basket, especially with Stolke not playing here in Matthew Knight. But they've had some struggles of getting that first shot to go.
Feuerbach out to O'Grady, another mid-range, knocks it down again. O'Grady, 2 of 2. Smooth jump from the mid-range. Three minutes played. Scott around the screen, trying to take it herself, goes up with it, looking for the foul. Does not get it. Muhammad tips it away, and a whistle gets called as Muhammad was going up for it. And it's going to be a foul against Muhammad.
Yeah, rough start here early on for Oregon. And you can't give O'Grady that same exact look. It was the same right elbow jumper. She knocked it down now 2 times in a row.
Oregon coming into this game 11-1 at home this year. The only loss coming to then number 6 USC. They lost 66-53 on December 7th. And really Oregon kept in that game. It was a second quarter blowout. But other than that, the Ducks, they were in it. Olsen, 14 points against Nebraska to O'Grady. O'Grady again. 6 points for the center from Aurora, Colorado to begin this one. And Iowa's 3 of their last 3. Kelly got some separation there. Now goes up free throw line. Another miss for Oregon. Olsen able to box out Muhammad for the rebound. Up ahead to O'Grady, and Che was right behind her. O'Grady didn't get a hand on it. It goes out of bounds.
And there was a lid on the basket so far in this first quarter for the Ducks. They're still looking for their first points.
Ducks bringing on a couple substitutions. Nani Falatea and Sophia Bell into the game for Oregon. Leah Guyton also coming onto the floor for Iowa. So a really good start here, Brody, for the Hawkeyes. I mean, it's kind of picture perfect, that causing disruption on the defensive end for Oregon and then just knocking everything down when they're on offense.
And O'Grady is just torching the Ducks from about 15 feet out. She's made 3 straight jumpers from that spot.
Scott on the ground. The Iowa bench stood up. They want a travel call there. Scott, mid-range, well short. Grabbed by Gutton. She'll be the one to bring it up in the other end. Scott able to match her pace and slow her down. Iowa 4 or 5 from the field and nearly perfect to begin this one. And a whistle, a foul gets called. It's against Tegan Ali. It looked like on the screen. So it would look like another possession for Iowa. Goes back to Oregon. Sophia Bell. Moving to her left, trying to get it down low. Does get it to Che, and it goes out of bounds. Another turnover for Oregon. Ducks have turned the ball over 3 times to begin this one.
Yeah, really shaky start here in the first quarter for Oregon. Got to give a lot of credit to Iowa's defense, though. They've been just hounding the Ducks so far in this first quarter.
Ducks have also attempted 6 shots, but they haven't been able to knock anything down. Peyton Scott well short. It looked like Hayden got a hand on it. And on the other end, it's Iowa. Hayden underneath the basket. Spin move. Can't finish there, but Hayden grabs her own miss and gives it back out. And second life to Iowa. Guyton. Baseline. Out to a Falter with a clear lane. She can't finish, and the whistle gets blown. Looks like a foul as a Falter was driving inside.
Great effort there from the Hawkeyes. They put that first shot up, didn't go their way, but they stayed with it offensively, got that ball right back, now going to the line for 2.
Whitfield to come on for Oregon. Falter 71% from the line this season. Can't connect on her first one. Started 16 of 17 games this season. Also had 10 points against Nebraska. And that's really what this Iowa team is. You know, obviously they have the star in Lucy Olson, but there's just so many supplemental players, similar to Oregon as well, that can really fill those roles and give you some big minutes.
These are 2 really deep teams, have a lot of great key pieces off of the bench for both of these squads, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of both of their benches tonight.
Kelly loses her grip, able to keep it. Over to Whitfield, almost got intercepted by a Falter, and Whitfield was looking outside for either Falatea or Kelly. Instead, she threw out of bounds. Another turnover for Oregon.
And just a great effort that time by the Hawkeyes. The bench was getting involved there, getting up on their feet, making some noise, and Oregon just can't get comfortable offensively.
Ducks have struggled to get some momentum. Iowa's taking advantage of it. Guyton. Sophia Bell got a hand on it. Olsen, nice job to keep it on Iowa's side of the court. Falter out on the wing. It's Feuerbach with a 3, but misses that one.
Perfect defense that time from Bell, getting in the pass lanes and putting the hand right in the face of the shooter.
Iowa's not allowed Oregon to take any easy shots. Whitfield, left wing 3, knocks it down. Oregon finally gets a bucket over 7 minutes into this game.
A 3 at last for the Ducks, and the fans rise to their feet here in Matthew Knight.
So Oregon able to get some life, but Iowa still putting the pressure on. Another 3 from Feuerbach, knocks that one down, so Iowa answers Oregon's 3 with a 3 of their own.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Feuerbach matching the shot from beyond the arc.
Whitfield on the baseline, out, and another steal for Iowa. It's Feuerbach pushing up ahead, gives it to Guyton, thought about a 3-pointer, steps up, mid-range, can't get to fall in. Now Kelly on the other end. Short jumper, knocks it down. So Oregon starting to feel it as we approach the late minutes here in the first quarter.
They got it back within single digits and see if they can close in on this lead.
Olsen driving in against Sophia Bell, and Bell's going to get tagged with the foul.
Nice jumper there from Kelly. Just no one stopped her on defense for Iowa. She just got right to her spot, rose up to the sky, and put the ball in the basket.
Iowa team coming into this game 5th in the Big Ten Conference, shooting 46% from the field on average. Right now, 60%, 6 of 10. Olsen inbound. And it looks like an offensive foul against Iowa. That's what it's going to be.
So the Ducks catch a break there, and they have a chance to close in on this lead once again.
Ari Long on the floor for Oregon. Kelly, the only starter out there for the Ducks. Bell down the left alley, has to get it out. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ari Long, a three-pointer. Too much on that one. And it's an easy rebound for Lucy Olsen.
The three from Long, just a little long that time.
Down low, O'Grady as Rambis got pushed to the ground. It's going to stay with Iowa. O'Grady gets the inbound. Guyton, bounce pass into O'Grady, down the left alley, can't finish as Long went to the ground. She was looking for the offensive foul, didn't get it.
Great defense down low for Oregon under the basket. Now looking to add some points to the board and start chipping away at this lead.
Kelly, mid-range, there it is. The mid-range from Deja Kelly, one of the reliables and really one of the specialties of her game.
A big-time shot there from a big-time player on this Duck squad. They're going to need a couple more of those to get back into this one.
Guyton out to O'Grady, but it's stolen by Sophia Bell. Gives up to Long, coming up the left side of the court. And Iowa with nice transition defense. Force Oregon to set something up. Now Rambis, mid-range. Can't fall in, kind of a forced shot there, it looked like, from Rambis.
Certainly felt like it, and the Ducks could have held on for the last shot of the quarter. Now it's in Iowa's hands.
Shot clock turned off. O'Grady to Guyton. Guyton steps back, three-pointer. Bingo! Guyton ends off the first quarter with a triple, and Iowa came to play 17-7 after one quarter of basketball. Just a all-out offensive performance from the Hawkeyes to begin this one.
Yeah, so Deja Kelly.
What do they have to do at this point? Down by 13, not really a huge margin yet, but obviously you don't want to let Iowa continue to grow it as the game goes on.
They have to take control of the offense. They're throwing up some low percentage shots, some contested shots. We've seen that a couple of times for this Oregon offense. This is an example right here. They get it to Che, they get it down low, that turnaround jumper. That's exactly what Oregon needs to get to more often.
Che wins the battle there against O'Grady. Che had 12 points in the win against Purdue. Also 9 rebounds, nearly a double-double. Stremlo, long pass out to a Falter. Deep three and another three-pointer for Iowa. Make it 4 of 6 from beyond the arc for the Hawkeyes.
And the Ducks have to do a better job of closing out around the perimeter. That's too many three-pointers early on in this one.
Whitfield looking to answer for a three. She does. Bell does it from deep on the other end for Oregon. And both teams trading shots in the second quarter.
That's a massive shot for the Ducks to keep them in this one and keep their momentum going in the right direction.
A Falter out to O'Grady. Baseline jumper. Again, another hit shot from O'Grady. She's up to 8 points now.
And that's just textbook offense for the Hawkeyes. A couple of nice passes, getting the ball down low and finding the high percentage mid-range jumper.
Che looking for Kelly, does get it to her mid-range. Can't fall in. Ball gets tipped around before Olsen comes away with it for the Hawkeyes. Olsen.
And Che just dominating down low. That's a really tough shot to guard with how tall she is compared to the defense.
Wide open three-pointer for Mulaney. She can't finish there, but she grabs her own miss. Trying to go back up with it, now kicks it out. Mevius on the ground, got a hand on it, but Iowa keeps possession. Olsen, straightaway three, well short, into the hands of Philly Che, the defensive rebound. Mevius trying to Euro step away to the basket, finishes in the foul. What a move there from Mevius. Wasn't even looking at the basket and somehow got it in.
A tough scoop and score that time for Mevius, going to the line for one more. The Ducks trying to slowly chip away at this one.
Mevius has had a lot of highlight plays this season. We talked about her pregame. She does it on defense, averaging almost 2 steals a game, but also on offense as well. She's a great facilitator. One of the leaders in assists on this Duck squad. McCabe over to Olsen on the left wing. Now Olsen, floater, can't finish there. Che goes up. Oregon for their last 5 from the field. Now Kelly can't finish there. She was looking for the foul. She went to the ground.
Really tough shot that time from Kelly, just inches away from finding the floor.
3 misses there from Feuerbach. Mevius spin move off the glass, almost falls in. So that's 2 straight shots that Oregon can't get to fall through.
Those are the kind of shots you want to be taking in transition, getting close to the basket, putting that ball up off the backboard. Just unfortunate both those times didn't fall.
Crowd here at MKA getting into it. Feuerbach, 4 seconds on the shot clock, looking for the screen, trying to hand it off, and instead she throws it out of bounds. Good defense there from the Ducks to force a turnover.
And the Ducks' perimeter defense has been so much better than it was at the start of this match. They're not giving up the 3 ball like they were earlier.
A timeout on the floor. Oregon able to get it within 10. 5:39 to play here in the second quarter. Iowa over their last 4 from the field. They haven't scored in nearly 2 minutes. So Iowa aim over 60% from the field, but now dropped to 44%. Meanwhile, Oregon, they've started to knock down some shots and really get themselves back into this one, Brody.
Yeah, and it seemed like early on in the second quarter, the Ducks were in a hole that they might not have been able to dig out of, but they've done a great job cutting the lead back down to just 10 for the Hawkeyes. It's still anybody's match here in the second quarter.
When we look at the struggles for Iowa, they faced a lot of good teams in the past few weeks, including Nebraska squad at home. There was a close overtime.
They're trying to blow out the Ducks here tonight.
Sophia Bell, a deep 3-pointer, knocks it down. Sophia Bell gets Oregon to within 7.
A splash from beyond the arc for Bell, and the Ducks are inching their way closer and closer.
Hayden driving to the baseline. She was double teamed by Mevius and Che. And Che is going to get called with the foul. With Kelly outside of Bell. She missed some time. Returned to the lineup against Wisconsin after missing the previous 4 games as Kelly pokes it away and steals it. Moving up ahead for Oregon. Kelly. Mevius, left wing 3. Can't finish there. Iowa looking for a bucket. Haven't scored in the last 3 minutes. Hayden out to McCabe. Extra pass for Feuerbach, who drives inside. Guyton from the key. There it is. Another 3 from Guyton. And Iowa just answering everything that Oregon knocks down on their end.
Perfect execution that time from Feuerbach, getting down underneath the basket, finding the open player on the perimeter for the triple.
Che, left hand, trying to grab the rebound or miss, can't get it. Guyton, baseline for Hayden. Another miss there, both teams. Galate on the other end. Hayden goes to the ground, Che comes away with it. Able to keep it with Oregon.
Iowa wreaking havoc in the passing lanes here, going after every ball, trying to force the turnover from the Ducks.
Kelly slows things down for Oregon. Bell, another three-pointer. Can't make it there. And Che is going for the miss, but he's pointing towards Iowa's bench, saying that went out of bounds, last touch by Iowa, but referees say otherwise.
Yeah, this is going to be Hawkeyes basketball. Certainly a close play down low there with both players going for the ball.
Bierbach, double team, got rid of it to Olsen.
Haven't seen much scoring from Olsen so far in this game. Got to give a lot of credit to her teammates, though, that have really picked it up and put some points on the board.
Hawkeyes haven't needed to go to her yet. Guyton, another three-pointer. Well short there.
And the perimeter defense has really been so much better for Oregon in the last couple of possessions. Getting around those screens, around the three-point line, and getting a hand in the face of the shooters.
And this is an Iowa team coming into this game. They're not really known for shooting a lot of three-pointers. Just 31%, good for 13th of the Big Ten. But right now, they've made 5 three-pointers through 2 quarters of basketball. Kelly finds Mevius, and it's stolen by Guyton. Guyton speeding her way through the defense, out to Olsen. Olsen makes a move inside and bounces off the back iron before it falls in.
So the turnover leads to easy offense for the Hawkeyes that time, getting a look right under the basket.
Alatea, corner 3. Che going to the ground with it, comes away with it, and they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow says it will stay with Oregon.
Nice job fighting for that offensive rebound there from Filipina Che. It's going to be Ducks basketball here off the jump ball. They'll have another chance to put that ball in the basket.
Mevius gets the inbound to Kelly. Kelly 4 points, mid-range. Rattles in before it falls through. Kelly up to 6 points now through 2 quarters.
And that's good defense, just even better offense. Kelly knocking down that moving mid-range jumper.
Olsen, just with 4 points to her name, finds Hayden, but a block by Che, and Scott pushing it up the floor for Oregon.
Excellent defense down low for the Ducks, and it leads to another defensive stop and another chance to close in on this lead.
Scott down the right alley, off the side of the backboard. Now Guyton, over in the corner, Fierbach all alone, misses that one.
Another second chance opportunity here for the Hawkeyes.
Approaching a minute left in this second quarter as Bell. Looks like she got a hand on it as Iowa was trying to get it to a falter. But you gotta give credit to Oregon for being able to stay in this one with how hot Iowa's been from the field.
Yeah, there has been a lot of opportunities for the Hawkeyes to sort of pull away even more than they already have, and Oregon staying locked in. Still just a 10-point game.
Falter, back to O'Grady down low, checked into the game. Defense down low from Rambis as Scott coming away with it, and a foul gets called against O'Grady.
So Ducks basketball here as they're looking to close in on this 10-point game. Still plenty of time. Minutes to go here in the second quarter and a whole nother half to play here in Matthew Knight.
Rambis gonna post up, trying to make a spin move inside, drives towards the basket. And out of bounds. It's going to be Iowa's ball.
You know, I like the effort there from Rambis, recognizing that the pass wasn't there. So going to work herself, trying to get the shot up, just didn't fall that time.
Rambis with just 4 points, all 4 of them coming from the free throw line against Purdue. And a whistle by Doug Knight, referee. Looks like it's going to be a foul against Ari Long. Both teams 1 of the last 7 from the field. And it's really just been a case of the defense here in the second quarter versus the first, where it was a lot of the offense.
Really has been a huge defensive battle here in quarter number 2, with both teams struggling putting the ball in the basket.
Olsen, cross-court pass, Guyton in the corner. Hops out of the basket, and an easy rebound for a falter.
A sigh of relief can be heard here in Matthew Knight Arena. That was a wide open triple for the Hawkeyes, just in and out that time.
About a 1 second difference between the shot and game clock, and it looks like Iowa's going to try to hold it. Feuerbach tipped away by Long. Now Olsen gets it, has to take a shot off 1 foot, and she hits it. Somehow Olsen made the shot, even though she didn't get a clean look. And time runs out. Iowa 34 to 22. They're shooting 32-22 to score Iowa over Oregon. Madison O'Grady led the way for the Hawkeyes in that first half, leading the way with 8 points to her name, Brody.
Yeah, O'Grady looked really sharp out there in that first half. 4 for 6 from the field, 8 points as a whole, most of them coming from that mid-range jumper. She's been just red hot from the mid-range shot.
Been able to knock everything down so far, 4 or 6 from the field. Well, on the other side, Oregon, they're led out there by Deja Kelly. Haven't shot the ball particularly well, but Kelly's been a consistent shooter so far, 3 of 6 from the field.
Yeah, just like the rest of the Duck squad, Kelly came out a little bit slow to start, but she seemed to get things rolling throughout the rest of that first half. Hit a couple big jump shots to keep Oregon in this match.
The leaders of this Oregon squad able to lead her way and keep her team in it, down by 10. Take a look at the first half stats. Pass to Amina Muhammad, spin move, goes up with it, can't finish. Che going to the ground with it. Iowa's the one who comes away with it. Feuerbach down low. Mevius got a hand on it as Olsen was trying to get to O'Grady.
Looked like that ball was just maybe a little bit forced down underneath the basket. That time finds its way out of bounds, but going to stay with Iowa.
Olsen gets it to McCabe. McCabe against Muhammad. Feuerbach. 5 points in that first half. Five seconds on the shot clock. Olsen with it. Throws up a shot. Fadeaway shot. Feuerbach comes out with it out to McCabe. Buries it at the buzzer. McCabe with the last second three-pointer. And Iowa gets the first points of the second half.
Yeah, tough break there for the Ducks defense. 29 seconds of excellent perimeter defense, but that 1 second was all it took for Iowa to add 3 to the board.
Jay in the post. Got tipped away by Feuerbach, but Kelly able to keep it possession for Oregon. Scott, mid-range. Can't finish there. Bounced off the back iron of the backboard. Out ahead to Che. Che matched O'Grady's speed and stole it.
Another one where it kind of looked like the Hawkeyes were trying to force the ball down low in transition. Nice defense there from the Ducks.
Scott to Kelly, but it's stolen by a Falter. Falter up ahead with it to Feuerbach. Now, straight away, McCabe again, another three-pointer. She can't connect there, but a Falter grabbed the miss, and a whistle gets called as a Falter was trying to get it back out. Mevius is going to call with the foul.
And if you're Oregon, you don't want McCabe shooting that shot from beyond the arc. She's one of the better shooters on this Hawkeye squad.
44% from beyond the arc this season. 5 points in the loss against Nebraska. Olsen We haven't said her name too much, just 4 points to her name, mid-range. Can't connect there. Mevius grabs the miss.
Good looking shot that time from Olsen, just couldn't get that one to fall from mid-range.
Kelly with it for Oregon. And a whistle and a foul gets called against O'Grady as her and Che were kind of tussling up down low in the paint.
And when you're playing that tough, aggressive defense down low, trying to deny Che from even getting her hand on the basketball, sometimes you're going to come away with a couple fouls.
Mevius to inbound from the baseline. Kelly, baseline, nails it.
Perfect inbounds play that time for Oregon, getting the ball into the hands of Kelly. She comes off the screen from Che and finds her shot.
Kelly with 8 points now, leading her team. Ducks down by 11. Now Falter drives in the corner. Feuerbach thought about a three, instead decides to drive inside. Clear lane, and a travel gets called by the referees. Would have been an easy 2 points for Feuerbach had she not taken an extra step. Instead, it's a turnover for Iowa, and Oregon gets it back.
Yeah, that was a layup line looking finish right there. No one in her way, just a bit of a lapse that time for the Hawkeyes. It's going to be Ducks basketball.
Kelly backs up. Calls the screen from Che. Gets it. Mid-range. Whistle. Kelly made the shot. But a foul is going to get called against Che for the screen. And it'll be Che's second foul of the game.
And I like the idea there, trying to get the ball back into the hands of Kelly on that left side with Che setting the screen. Or worked the play before. They were trying to go to it again. That time Che just moving a little too much on the screen, going the other way.
McCabe, a deep three-pointer, but Scott went to the ground on that one. She got up kind of slow, but she's all right.
And they're going to call that one on the screen once again. Just a little bit of movement that time, and Oregon getting the ball right back.
Well, going back to Deja Kelly, who's leading the team right now with 8 points. She's started to pick things up after a bit of a cold stretch towards the end of December. She's been averaging double figures over the last 4 games, and she's a player that Oregon really needs to get hot if they want to make a deep run come the postseason time. As Che down low tipped out, and they're going to say that Olsen tipped it out last. So we'll stay with Oregon.
Right, and that jumper from Kelly, even though it didn't count, the most recent mid-range jumper, it's still good to see that ball go in the basket. I'm sure that's great for her confidence.
Kelly trying to create separation. Tipped by McCabe, but Mevius keeps the possession. Fadeaway three-pointer. Misses there, but Che bodies her way through the defense. Out to Scott. And Oregon will get it back out and reset.
An excellent offensive rebound that time for Che, giving the Ducks another chance to score.
Scott going up with it, finds Che, cutting inside for the easy finish there. Now Iowa transitioning on the other side. They can't finish as Hayden had it underneath the basket. Muhammad was trailing her. And it looks like it's going to be a foul against Muhammad. We'll check out the replay. But Che was right there. It didn't even look like a pass from Scott. It looked like Iowa got a hand on it, but Che was right there to grab it. And then the other end, Hayden falls in.
And you can tell that Kelly is the player that Oregon wants to have the ball in her hands. Nice play there on offense to set the down screen, get her open up on the left wing, and let her go to work.
Hayden was looking for Olsen, cutting towards the basket, but looks like it went off the foot of an Oregon player. Well, Deja Kelly putting the team on her back, doing all that she can, but Iowa still going strong here in the third quarter. They lead by 9.
Yeah, the Ducks as a team shooting just 34% from the field. They've really struggled, but Deja Kelly's done a great job of picking up the slack for her teammates, especially here in this third quarter. We've seen a couple of big mid-range jumpers go her way, and how about a Falter? Just the aggression underneath the basket to snag double-digit rebounds against a a player on the opposite team that's standing a foot taller, or pretty close to a foot taller than her. That's just an outstanding effort from a Falter to have a huge impact on this one.
She's given Iowa a lot of good looks. Hawkeyes out-rebounding Oregon 27-17. And they get it out of the timeout. Feuerbach against Scott, out of Guyton. Guyton drives in baseline, got double teamed down low. Hayden, now Olsen with it. Well short, but Feuerbach right underneath there, a Falter to grab the miss, put it back up and get the foul. And right at cue, a Falter has been great in the rebounding game, gets the offensive board there.
Yeah, we were just talking about that about 10 seconds ago, Sal. Will Falter making a huge impact underneath the basket. Haven't really seen the scoring from her as much tonight, but right there, she's able to put that ball right back up into the basket, count it and the foul, going to the line for one more.
Falter can't convert on the and one. Iowa outscoring Oregon in this third quarter 7-6. Kelly with it to Mevius. Mevius to Che down low against Hayden. Out to Sophia Bell, corner three, buries it. Swirled around and fell in for Sophia Bell, her second three-pointer of the game.
A heads-up play from Che that time, recognizing the defense crashing down on her underneath the basket, finding the wide-open player in that left corner for the triple.
Ducks bringing the pressure on defense. Feuerbach, bounce pass to Hayden, cutting inside. Clear lane with the left hand and finishes.
A perfect pass that time, bouncing it right around Che for the left-handed layup.
Che looking for Scott, heavily guarded by Olsen. Now Scott driving towards the rim, left-handed floater, in. And Oregon with 5 points on their last two possessions, and they get to within 8.
The shots are starting to fall for both of these teams. It's becoming a bit more of an offensive battle.
Guyton poked away and stolen by Oregon. Scott got a hand on it, and Che was the one who came away with it. In the corner, Peyton Scott can't finish there. Che got a hand on it, but it's Olsen who grabs it for Iowa.
And that would have been a huge one for the Ducks' momentum. They're trying to fight their way back in.
Falter to Guyton. Number 3 to play here in this third quarter. 5 seconds on the shot clock. And a whistle gets called. It's going to be an offensive foul, it looks like, against Iowa. So Hayden looks like Hayden got called with the foul there, but both teams have been trading buckets here in the late minutes of this third quarter. And Oregon again staying with it. Alatea, she's been quiet tonight. Over to Mevius. Kelly, three-pointer. Few hops before it bounced out.
No hesitation that time from Kelly, and I like the shot. If the ball's going in the basket, then you just need to keep putting that thing up.
The Falter behind the back against Sophia Bell. And that's stolen by Lisa Mevius. Mevius up ahead to Kelly.
Picture perfect defense that time from Oregon, just swarming the Hawkeyes and finding the steal.
They've done a nice job to force the turnovers whenever they're on defense. Kelly around the screen. Free throw jumper, misses that one. Easy rebound for Hayden.
Well, after hitting a couple of mid-ranges just a few minutes ago, Kelly missing her last two.
A whistle gets called as Olsen and Kelly went to the ground underneath the basket. It looks like it's going to be a foul against Olsen. Well, with a minute left, Oregon has somehow, despite missing a lot of shots in that first quarter, stayed within it, only down by 8. I mean, this is the ball game here, Brody.
Yeah, absolutely, and the door is wide open for the Ducks. If they can get these shots to start falling once again, they're right in this one.
Altea over to Kelly and gets blocked. Looks like Stremlo, who's on the court now for Iowa, got a hand on it, and Iowa on the other end.
And this has been some high-level defense from both teams out here on the floor.
Guyton moves to her right. Hawkeyes trying to burn as much clock as possible. Now she'll drive inside. Out to Hayden. Hayden was looking down low for Stremlo, but some miscommunication there from the Hawkeyes as Hayden just threw it out of bounds.
This has been such an excellent defensive war just from both teams, doing an outstanding job of rattling the opposing offense.
21 seconds on the clock. Shot clock is turned off. Looks like Oregon's going to hold it, try to get the last shot.
And this is an important one for the Ducks. They start with the ball in that fourth quarter, so looking for 2 straight buckets.
Jay down low against Hayden, goes up with the ball in. One of the few misses tonight for O'Grady from that range. Oregon moving the ball up quickly. Now it's Che down low against O'Grady. Che going up with it, finishes. A bank shot, lay-in off for Philly Che. And Oregon, first points here to start the fourth quarter.
And Philly Che has come alive underneath the basket, picking up some huge shots for Oregon to turn the momentum here in quarter number 4.
Duck fans have come alive in this fourth quarter. With their team down by 4 points. Iowa with the ball, though. It's Guyton, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Can't get the shot off. And a whistle, a shot clock violation against Iowa. As the Duck defense relentless on that possession.
And Iowa actually got what they wanted there. They got the switch with Che having to guard the perimeter, and she did an outstanding job of wreaking havoc there and putting the ball right back into the hands of Oregon.
It feels like a tale of 2 different halves, like you mentioned, Brody. Iowa was knocking everything down in that first half, and Oregon's defense just really wasn't there. But in this second half, it's been all Oregon as Che again off glass. Che taking over this fourth quarter and gets Oregon to within 2.
Che is dominating down low, and the fans are loving it here in Matthew Knight.
And a travel call against Olsen, another turnover against Iowa. And now this crowd at Matthew Knight really getting fired up as Iowa calls a timeout. Oregon on fire to start this fourth quarter as they're down by just 2 points. What can Iowa do? We'll find out after this break here on Big Ten Plus. The Ducks have just spread the ball well these last 2 minutes to start the fourth quarter, and everything has just been falling for them, Brody.
And Filipina Che has come out ready to play here in the fourth quarter. She's had a couple of big buckets in a row for the Ducks. Oregon outscored the Hawkeyes 13-9 in that third quarter, and they've scored 4 straight to open up quarter number 4. Now it's anybody's game once again, back within 2, the score 41-39.
Iowa outscored Oregon 17-7 in that first quarter, but ever since then, it's been a pretty evenly matched ball game. Each team scored 15 points in the second, and Oregon outscored Iowa 13-9, kind of a low-scoring affair in that third quarter, but the Ducks have stayed within this one and are making their move to try to get ahead.
And really in the second half, Oregon's defense has been dominating. They've been great holding Iowa to just single digits in that third quarter. And now it just seems like finally the offense is coming alive. They're getting those high percentage looks underneath the basket, and they're capitalizing off of them.
Kelly has it, trying to get to Falatea, but Feuerbach got a hand in there. Falatea wanted a foul on that one. Pointing towards her wrist, making her case to the refs. And a foul does get called against Iowa, so Oregon will inbound.
And Oregon's done a nice job on their baseline inbound play so far today, usually trying to get the ball into the hands of Deja Kelly on that left wing, or maybe look for Che down low.
Mevius to inbound from the baseline. Gets it to Kelly, baseline jumper. Too much on that one, so right on cue, Brody, but just doesn't connect there from Kelly.
That's the look they want off the inbound. That's the perfect jump shot right there on the baseline. Just no good that time from Kelly.
Olsen has it. And it's stolen away. Up ahead to Mevius. She's all alone. And a whistle gets called as Mevius was crossing mid-court. Kelly's on the ground right now. And it's a foul against Iowa, so Oregon will get possession of the ball, but an easy 2 points taken off the board. As it looks like, you see Kelly got away with it, and then she went to the ground. And foul called against a falter.
Yeah, I think the Ducks would rather take the 2 points that time than the possession.
Kelly gets separation and an offensive foul, so Oregon gives the ball right back to Iowa. And Kelly upset with that call.
Yeah, Kelly upset, but also all the fans here in Matthew Knight making it known that they weren't happy with that offensive foul.
Hawkeyes back with it. It's a falter. Falter going up with it, but right there is Philly Che with the defense in the paint.
The rejection from Che. Just more dominant defense from the Ducks here, like we've seen throughout all of the second half.
It's a falter, moving to her left. Out to Feuerbach, guarded by Kelly. Feuerbach gonna let it fly. Too much on that one. Falatea crashing the board inside, grabs the rebound.
And the door is wide open here for the Ducks to tie this thing up.
Che against Hayden, got double teamed for a second before she kicked it back out to Kelly. Now it's Falatea, goes up with it, finishes with the left hand. A nice hook shot there from Falatea. And Oregon has tied this ball game at 41.
The Ducks have come out the gates here in the fourth quarter, red hot. Iowa's still yet to score in this fourth quarter.
Olsen with it. Eyeing down Sophia Bell. Trying to make a move. Hayden, mid-range. Can't connect there.
Great effort there from
Ducks
Che
with the ball. Mevius all alone. Three-pointer. Yes! Elisa Mevius puts Oregon ahead. And the Ducks have their first lead in this one.
The Oregon Ducks have come alive here in the second half. The fans on their feet in Matthew Knight. Ducks up by 3.
Oregon had not led this entire game, but somehow they have come all the way back. And now Iowa, what can they do to answer? It's Olsen, mid-range, she'll pull up, can't connect there. And now it feels like Iowa, they're getting good looks, but nothing's falling for them.
Yeah, still haven't found a shot here in the fourth quarter, and Oregon trying to expand on this three-point lead.
Over 5 minutes to play in this one. Kelly with it against Feuerbach. Gets it to Mevius. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Now Kelly all alone from the right wing. Just short on that one. A falter underneath the basket. Grabs it. She'll give up to Olsen. Pushes ahead.
Once again, that's the look you want if you're Oregon. A wide open jumper from Kelly. Just unsuccessful that time.
Olsen, deep three. Can't connect there. Hayden right underneath the basket. Goes up with it. And she gets fouled by Filipina Che underneath the basket.
Nice play there from Hayden, absorbing the contact.
Well, timeout on the floor, but Oregon out in front for the first time in this game. And Lisa Mevius, she was the one to do it. 44-41 the score. 4:53 left to play in this exciting Sunday night game. Quarter. Kelly with it, drives inside. Whistle gets called as she is going towards the bucket. It's going to be a foul against Iowa.
So 20 seconds now on the shot clock for Oregon. So they're going to try and inbound this thing and try and find a good bucket.
Mevius, angel pass into Kelly. Falatea with it. Top of the key. She'll back up. Eyeing Guyton. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Now Falatea goes up with it. Can't finish. Muhammad right there with the putback.
Muhammad in the right place at the right time. Standing directly underneath the basket. And ready to put that ball right back in for two. Excellent play there for the Ducks.
A falter. She'll pull up mid-range. Knocks it down there. A much-needed shot there for Iowa as a falter hits the mid-range.
Like you said, Towel, the Hawkeyes needed that ball to go in the basket. That time, they got it.
A deep three there off the mark from Oregon. Iowa down by 3. Bounce pass inside to O'Grady. Gives out to McCabe. Back to O'Grady. A deep three from Iowa. It's Fearbach. Can't miss there, but a falter gets the offensive rebound.
And if you're Oregon, you can't allow the Hawkeyes to get second chance opportunities here in the late stretch of this one.
A falter underneath the basket against Muhammad. Finds O'Grady. No one around O'Grady. And an easy look at the basket.
And that's exactly why, if you're Oregon, you can't let them get that offensive rebound. Just another opportunity to put the ball in the basket for Iowa. They cut the lead down to just 1.
Ducks have the ball up by 1. Less than 2 to play. Kelly in the corner. It's Falatea. Falatea, spin move towards the basket. Can't finish. McCabe grabs the rebound for Iowa.
Excellent defense that time from the Hawkeyes, just swarming Oregon.
Mevius went to the ground. She wanted to claw, didn't get it. Underneath the basket, O'Grady puts it up. Can't finish there. Too strong. Now Oregon's going to slow things down. Ducks have not scored in the last 2 minutes, despite scoring 13 points in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Kelly's just going to hold on to the rock here. Go for a last-second shot.
Kelly with it. Spin move. And Muhammad, but she throws it out of bounds, and it looks like Guyton for Iowa touched it last. Iowa's pointing on their side. Oregon's pointing on their side. Both teams think they have it. And I believe they're going to try to review it. Yeah, it looks like on the replay, Amina might have touched it last. Guyton, who the refs thought might have got a hand on it. They are going to take a extra look at it. But while we have a second, Brody, I mean, it's been an exciting game up to this point. Iowa, they started off hot, got up to a 15-point lead in the second quarter, but then Oregon has just slowly started to claw their way back in this one and have gained the lead. But the Hawkeyes have remained relentless and stayed in this one, only down by 1.
Yeah, both these teams have just been so determined and so committed. As Iowa just got off to a really hot start there, and it's got to be tough as a team to try and make and mount the comeback. But Oregon has done just that, now up by 1. On that last offensive possession, I like the idea there from Kelly trying to get the ball down low to Muhammad for the high percentage look, just the execution not 3. And Falatea sinks the shot when it matters most. Nice inbounds play there, getting the ball into the hands of Falatea for the wide open jumper.
Iowa going hurry up. A falter inside, and she gets the lay-in. A falter with a key shot there to answer Oregon on the other end. And a quick timeout called by Jensen. That time of the game, you start seeing a lot of timeouts. Each team with 2. But Iowa going hurry up. They didn't want to try to go for the three-pointer. Instead, it was a falter with a quick bucket.
Yeah, really nice finish that time from a falter. Now up to 10 points in this game. 4 for 5 from the field. She's been extremely efficient at putting that ball in the basket.
Oregon shooting 41% from the field. Iowa 38%. So take a look at the scoring by half. So a high pressure situation for both sides. Iowa needing a stop, and Oregon needing a bucket. Kelly gets the inbound. Looks like Oregon's going to try to burn as much clock as possible and try to prevent Iowa from getting a shot on their side.
And it'll be interesting to see who's taking the shot here as the shot clock dwindles down.
Kelly, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Moves to her left. Now gives it to Bell. Bell, down low to Che. Che in the low post, trying to go up with it. Can't finish there. Rebound, Iowa. 9 seconds left, and a quick timeout called by Jensen. So a huge missed shot there for Oregon, and it gives life to Iowa. Down by 1, 9 seconds left, and a chance to win it.
Yeah, I mean, a great look there for Che underneath the basket that time, just barely missing off of the backboard. And got to give a lot of credit to the Hawkeyes coming down with that rebound, and the game is in their hands, down by 1. Just 10 seconds to go here in Matthew Knight.
So again, we were going back to it. I mean, with Iowa, all the options that they have, Olsen hasn't really been the hot hand for them. O'Grady, you know that Oregon's going to be trying to defend her as much as possible, so who does Iowa look to for a big shot?
Well, Falter just made the last big shot right underneath the basket. She had a nice step-through move, put that ball up and in. So I'd expect to see them to try to get the ball back into the hands of a Falter in this kind of clutch game situation.
And for the Ducks, I mean, what do you try to defend? You try to defend inside, assuming they're going to go for the win, or you stick with that perimeter defense of maybe trying to defend outside and forcing them to take a deep shot?
Well, I think at this point, Oregon's done such a great job defensively, and the Hawkeyes down by just 1. It would make much more sense for them to go for that high percentage look around the basket, but you can't get too comfortable with swarming the paint and leave those perimeter shooters open, because Iowa's done a nice job of knocking down the triple tonight as well.
Guyton to inbound. 9 seconds. Each team with 1 timeout. Guyton to inbound. She'll get it to a Falter. A Falter against Sophia Bell. Trying to create separation. O'Grady, mid-range, off front iron. Mevius grabs the miss. Gets separation. She'll get fouled. And like you said, Brody, they went to O'Grady, who's been knocking down that shot the entire game, but she couldn't connect there. And Oregon 1 second away from a close victory.
The Ducks were down by as much as 15. It was all Hawkeyes early in this one. And what an outstanding effort from Oregon. Just the determination, the way that they've played relentlessly on defense. They've marched their way right back into the lead, up by 1 with 1 second to go here in Matthew Knight.
30-second timeout called by Kelly.
Mattered most. Like you said, a nice pass there from a Falter. She didn't have the look at the rim, so she gave it up to the open teammate. The shot didn't fall. Oregon now 1 second away from walking away with a massive comeback win.
Mentioned earlier, Ducks are 11-1 at home this season. Their only loss coming to number 6 USC. And it looked like after the first quarter, a lot of questions if Oregon could pull out in this one. Well, they lead by 1 with a second.
And the Hawkeyes already lined up in the passing lanes, trying to intercept this inbound and call a quick timeout.
Volatea inbounds, Ducks in motion. They get it in. Peyton Scott has it. Time runs out. Oregon, after not leading the entire game, come alive in the fourth quarter, and the Ducks take down the Hawkeyes 50-49.